Yo, what is up YouTube? I'm back with another EVOMON video, and today we're going to be discussing my top 10 must-have monsters. Now, as a person who has played over, 544 hours of the game, I can confidently say these monsters have definitely, helped me basically progress. They've always helped me progress and, overall just beat the game, I guess. I haven't beaten the game fully, obviously, but I'm on my way. But yeah, so let's get straight into it. So first one on the list is Lavar Rock. So if you guys don't know, Lavar Rock is known for his very high defense. As you can see with the 355 defense without me putting any stats into it, this is just natural. He has 355 defense and 276 special defense. Now he's very solid in both defense areas, but on top of that he has a very high HP max. And as you can see here, tied with his Ember Birth, it's pretty insane. He's a very versatile monster with the ability to counter and also play status effects, and on top of that he is able to do Sandstorm, which is another weather effect. So he's a super versatile monster, and in my opinion he has been with me through everything, honestly. I'm so glad I kept him, and he is definitely one of the best monsters to get early on in the game because he's always helped me through the entire game pretty much. So next on the list is Starfire, or known as Teragon, with a high HP and is very good at self-regeneration. If you guys don't know what that means, basically with Seed Bomb, I'm able to stack my growth on myself and basically just constantly restore my HP, and tie that in with my Prime Form, which is the legendary trait. I take 60% less damage while at full HP. So if I'm constantly at full HP, I'm always going to be taking that 60% less damage. So making her very, very good at stalling for fights. And on top of that, she's very good at buffing herself, basically making it so that she does increased damage. With an increase of special attack by 8, I'm able to constantly increase my damage up to 30%, to the point where I'm able to do either massive damage or to the point of me one-tapping the opponent. So very, very good at stalling and very, very easy to obtain. Well, not very easy, but it's not that hard to obtain. She's not hidden, she's not anything like that. She's very easy to obtain. So actually, yeah, very easy to obtain. So yeah, I would definitely recommend getting Teragon if you do need someone to just kind of stall fights and just overall delay the fights in general. Next up we have Wispex. With high speed as one of its general stats, it's one of the, if not the best status effect in the game. She applies insane amounts of status effects. With her trait, she's able to apply poison and 2 stacks of Psymark. So basically meaning every time she applies poison, she applies 2 stacks of Psymark. And on top of that, with her poison ability, with the more stacks of poison she has on an enemy, the more damage, the stronger her ultimate will eventually do. As you can see here, with each stack, it increases by 10 power, making it extremely powerful. So on top of that, on top of the damage that it's taking from the ultimate, it will also be taking the damage from all the poison that's been stacked up, and on top of that, all of the Psymark that has been stacked up as well. So that is 3 instances of damage, usually equaling at least 100 each time. So that's about 300 damage. Now obviously that's a very low bar. If you want to be for real, probably the first ultimate damage will do 300, the stack of poison probably 400, and then the Psymark, depending on how much you stacked it, probably an extra 400-300 damage. So you can do the math yourself. Super good at placing status effects. Highly recommend. Now Gem Press. If you guys don't know Gem Press, very, very low tier on everybody's list. It's very slept on, but I personally think Gem Press is one of the best monsters in the game, simply because it is able to apply Confusion. If you guys don't know what Confusion is, basically for 3 turns, it overrides any hostile skill attempt with a 40 power normal type move. Basically meaning they can't attack me for 3 turns, but if they do attack me, it is with scratch, you know what I mean, a move that's not very powerful. So seeing how that is, he is very good at stalling, but on top of that he's even better at buffing himself. So example, I don't have it on this one specifically, but I have a move where if I constantly use it, the more I use it, the stronger it'll get. And on top of that, I have a buff where I can just obviously buff myself to the point where I have 30% increase in damage. And on top of that, if you just make him very, very fast, he is basically, untouchable, because I can just constantly hit my confusion off first before you even touch me. So obviously this is my main gem press with 439 speed. And on top of that, with the unseen trait, when attacking a target with stat boosts, it steals 2 random stat stages. So that is also very, very good if you're going against someone who's just buffing their damage, because you can just steal those stat stages from them. But next on the list is Archipex. If you guys don't know who Archipex is, he is the strongest he's the strongest boss in the game at the moment. He is the last boss on the map. If you guys just look for like Thunder Islands, I'm pretty sure. Now, if you guys don't already know, Archipex has very, very, very high damage, like damage stats, and very high speed stats as well. 368 without me really putting any stats into it. So yeah, definitely a very, very high speed monster. So if you guys don't already know, he is probably the strongest first turn damager in the game, simply because of his trait. On its first switch in, it does 2 times the damage, basically meaning if you start with him, he will that's technically his first switch in. But if you start with someone else, say example I started with Gem Press and then I switch monsters into my Archipex, he will still get this trait as well. Now this is only for the first round, so you definitely do need to make it count. One of my strategies, in my opinion, that I really like to do is I like to start off with a debuffer to the point where Archipex is like able to use his ultimate, so when he's summoned I can just off rip summon his ultimate. And on top of that, the more lightning moves I use, the stronger his ultimate will eventually get. So he is basically a non-stop, like if you guys ever heard of rollout in Pokemon, where basically I'm just gonna constantly do that same damage, just gonna get stronger and stronger and stronger until I beat you or you beat me. So yeah. So next one up is Frost Stelly. If you guys don't know, she is the fastest like skill placer or status skills placer, because she has the trait with the +1 priority, basically meaning unless you are going against someone who is faster than you and is also using a +1 priority move, there is nobody who is going to go before her. She's the fastest monster in the game if it comes to like placing status effects. Example, smoke cover, one of the strongest skills in the game, simply because it can reduce accuracy. Now if you reduce it by 50%, then you can start doing everything else, and basically to the point where she stalls you out so much that she's just going to eventually kill you. So extremely good, extremely fast as well. And even if you aren't using her in this way, she is still a very good monster in general, just with the ice coverage and the grass coverage and all that stuff, because she can also heal herself with leech seed and recover and just other stuff like that. Oops. So yeah, next up on the list is Thor Lord, but obviously this is my Mudbud version. If you guys don't know who Thor Lord is, it's I call him Dave. His trait isn't really relevant in my opinion, because when defeated restores 2 energy. It's not really like all that crazy. Honestly, this is the type of moment where like an epic might be better than this trait, but obviously I got it anyway, so I might as well keep it. So he is extremely well-rounded in all stats, meaning he's not really weak at anything, but he doesn't excel in anything either. Very, very good ground coverage, but it's better to use it as a status effect dealer, simply because it is able to take a lot of shots while also simultaneously reducing its accuracy, its stats, and just overall moves in general, because it can also use Seed Bomb, which basically is another way to make it a very, very good staller. On top of that, it has Earth Pulse, where I can just double the damage of my next Earth move, which is his ultimate, and I'll just do that extra bit of damage because it also has a +1 priority, so usually it does hit first. Next up on the list is Sunder Crane. Oh, let me take this off. Sunder Crane is one of the other bosses, the flying boss, the king of flying, I'm pretty sure. So if you guys don't know who Sunder Crane is, he is also kind of like Archipex, where in the fact of like he has very high damage and very high speed, and on top of that, incredible trait, by the way, increase damage by 18% just in general. So he just constantly has an increase to damage by 18%, like constantly. So very, very good, very, very fast as well. And on top of that, he is also able to place bleeding. So very, very good. And in my opinion, the strongest multi-hitting monster in the game. So if you are doing dungeons, EXP dungeons, challenges, stuff like that, when you're going against multiple enemies, Crane is the way to go. Or, you know, Sunder Crane. Simply just because its moves are extremely good, with the ultimate being a multi-hitting attack, and on top of that, you being able to learn multi-hitting attacks as well, like multi-twister. There is another one, I'm pretty sure, Cyclone Spiral. Like it's a very, very good AoE type of monster. Next on the list is Meerfish. So if you guys don't know anything about Meerfish, he isn't my personal favorite, and the reason I have him down here so much is simply because he relies too heavily on his ultimate. I will say his trait isn't that crazy. It's still like it's a good move, but then it maxes out at 300, so that's why I don't really like his trait. I heard a lot of talk of Meerfish, and I understand why he is seen as very good, but just a simple, like, super effective monster, and he is double negative against like grass types. So that's just one of the things that I just don't really like personally. But overall, I think Meerfish is a very, very good solid pick. If you can't get Teragon, obviously Meerfish is very good at stalling, because of the fact that it can re-heal itself by 60% of its max HP and removes all stat debuffs. So it's a very, very good monster. Just kind of stall fights, slowly buff itself or slowly debuff the opponents, just in any way possible. It's a very, very good stalling monster. If it had some type of healing move on top of the ultimate healing move, I think it would be way better. So in a case like this, I would definitely recommend you increase like your defense somehow, your special defense, etc. I think that'd be very, very good for this monster, kind of like a turtle technique. So yeah, that's just what I would personally do for Meerfish. Now, if you don't already know as well, Meerfish is capable of using a weather effect known as Sandstorm, which is a very good monster, a very good move to use, considering it's a very good stall move. So that's another reason why Meerfish is good. On to the last one. Last but not least, we have Zapdos, or known as Volcrest. If you guys don't know who Volcrest is, he is another kind of a boss. Well, not really. He's just an island boss, you know what I mean? He is on Raven Ridge, I'm pretty sure. If you guys don't already know, Volcrest is not exactly my favorite. He is kind of overhyped in my opinion. I don't really tend to use him all too often. It's very specific reasons why I would use him. Simply because he is the fastest monster in the game. So that is a very true fact. However, he doesn't really stand out with moves other than like bleed moves. Other than that, he's kind of okay. He can place paralysis, which is good, yeah, but I don't know. Personally, I am not a huge fan of him, but I can definitely understand how people can make him into like a crazy, like, damaging monster because of his trait as well. He gains 18% lifesteal, which is an insane trait, by the way. I can definitely understand how people can be a little biased because I don't have mine perfectly built, so I don't really understand what you guys are understanding, but this is just what my personal take on it is, as it stands. I have currently played every single monster. I am really enjoying the thrill of shiny hunting. I currently have the Molt Bun shiny egg and the Bluebird shiny egg, and I'm actually doing a little experiment at the moment with the eggs because I want to see if the pity actually affects it when I'm hatching an egg. So let's go ahead and actually test this on camera. So first off, I want to see right here. I want to see how good this will do. Well, not how good, but so as you can see here, it has 44 prismatic, right? So once I capture it, it should be 45 prismatic. So now that that's done, I can do this, and if the balls count against it, the next number should be 46. So let's go ahead and hatch this chirpy egg. I don't really care what it is. So after capturing it, let's go ahead and fight another chirpy to see if the number actually changed. I'm not too sure. I'm just testing this as we go on right now. So let's go ahead and actually see if it changed. Nope, it doesn't. Unfortunately, pity does not affect Unfortunately, pity does not affect the outcome of your egg. Unfortunately, that really does suck, and it's kind of a bummer. So hopefully I'm able to get a prismatic egg or captured ball soon. And other than that, guys, I hope you guys are enjoying my EVOMON content. If you guys are enjoying, please leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video. Later.